Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about yellow, green and red flags. It's a concept that I picked up from the audiobook The Attractor Factor from Joe Vitale, and he calls it the red flag theory. Basically, he's describing three different stages or three different types of scenarios when you're doing decisions or when you're going down a path of certain things in your life in certain situations, where the green flag basically is a confirmation of things working out. So let's say you have a good feeling that you're currently on the right track with your work. Let's say you get a confirmation because a situation happened that makes you feel good, so you get a confirmation that, okay, I'm going down the right path. Then you also have red flags. Red flags is basically when it's something, a certain situation that is making you feel like, okay, this needs to change and I need to take action here on bringing this change about. So something is basically tipping you off. That could be any sort of situation where you feel not really great, right? Like you know that expression, gut feeling, even though sometimes that's attributed to positive feelings as well. But let's say certain things obviously trigger a response that makes you feel uncomfortable in your gut. And this is kind of what this is expressing. So a red flag would be something that, okay, this is not right. I need to pull out of this, or I need to take action to make a change here. The interesting thing for me is the yellow flag. So what is the yellow flag? The yellow flag basically happens before the red flag. So that means the yellow flag is more like an early warning. So if something were to happen where you go down a path, let's say at work, you're having a conversation about a new job, let's say, and everything is kind of going down that route where you're going through the interviews. And then a yellow flag would be, for example, during that process of you talking to the people that you might eventually work for, something is not feeling right. You can't really put your finger on it. It doesn't really logically make sense. So you brush over it, right? Because you don't pay attention to it, like most people wouldn't. And then you go ahead, and then let's say you even join that company and work for them, and then something later on basically confirms the original feeling that you had in the interview process, right? That yellow flag was basically an early tip-off of something that might later on happen. The reason why that is so interesting to me is because not only are most people not really making decisions on this base, but also most people don't pay enough attention to these subtle cues we have within our body or within our being, not just physically, obviously. Joe Vitale actually gave an example in the audiobook. He gave more examples than one, but one of the examples I remember was him talking about Donald Trump. And he was explaining how Donald Trump was about to sign a deal that would get him into the newspaper business. And even though I don't know everything about the man and everything in the past and stuff, but basically how he described it is that's something that was out of the usual for Donald Trump at the time. And he had conversations, and I guess there are multiple stages to these kinds of deals. And then on the day where the deal was supposed to go over the line and be discussed and signed off, Donald Trump got the flu. He got sick. And he stated that that was really odd to him because he doesn't usually get sick, especially not the flu either. He said that doesn't happen to me. So he saw that as a sign to then not go through with that. And that was very interesting. the other part that Joe Vitale also pointed out is that obviously he doesn't know if Donald Trump actually had yellow flags before that. Right? We don't know that because that's all we know from that story. But most likely that happened. Maybe Donald Trump already had certain cues that made him, before that, not feel 100% certain about that situation. And that's why yellow flags are very interesting to me, but also paying attention to the red flags too. I mean, some people still brush over that and then still go ahead with something. In this case, I still sign it off even though I get this sign that I shouldn't. And people are just on the logical side of things and not really pay attention to their intuition. And that's basically what this all comes down to, right? It's paying attention to how something makes you feel and make decisions based off that. That's one of the things that I want to practice more myself. And I know that I've certainly had situations in the past where I got yellow flags and I brushed over them because I was just focusing on the logical side of things. And then later on, it had a red flag event and I noticed, oh, okay, so that just confirmed what I already felt before. But you could save yourself, maybe other people if they're involved, time and also energy by actually already making the decision on the yellow flag situation. And when it comes to green flags, obviously the very important thing there is to pay attention to them, be grateful for them when they arrive. So always something to say thank you to, if that's another person, sometimes just to yourself or to the universe. You just be appreciative of that and be grateful for these things to happen. And then just know, okay, I'm on a wave here. I know this is going the right direction. And then just go with that flow. And I'm very interested to hear if you guys have any situations like that where you had a red flag or a yellow flag before that and only notice it afterwards that actually happened. If you do, share it with everyone else. And otherwise I will see you next week. Have a good one.